Hey guys, and welcome back to the Castaway Couple once again. Dopey dog. Mummy can let him in the car. Good dog. Man, why do you get greetings and I get nothing? I've been here my whole life.
No. it's just it's welcome note.
Didn't you already get one of those like a few weeks ago?
Yeah, but this is to remind
that you're an Aussie citizen and you have to pay your taxes. Ave Maria! Don't spit on my camera! Don't spit on my camera, Rambo. Hey! Get your face out of it. You dopey dog.
Big
dopey dog.
Baby. Big puppy baby. Wait. Walk. Walk.
Let's go, Bob.
Go.
So yeah, we try to be pretty careful with him in the dog parks. Preferably we like to come when there's nobody here because he does not get on well with other dogs.
Walk.
Absolutely loves people.
Walk.
Really loves people. He'll walk up to anyone. He wants pats from anybody. So don't know if he makes the best guard dog. Overly friendly, but yeah, any other dog he doesn't get along with, and that's probably still because of his testicles. So they'll be coming off next year, won't they, Bub? Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Yeah, so anyway guys, welcome back to the Castaway Couple. I know that it's been quite some time since we've uploaded a video or made any content. As you know, this isn't a full-time thing and life gets in the way. So we do have a lot of major updates when it comes to the house, but I'll leave that for another video. And my honey is Australian now, so she just went through her citizenship ceremony a few weeks ago and got naturalised as an Australian, applied for a passport, so now she's Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah, she knows the drill. Good stuff. So yeah, that's been really exciting and it's really rewarding to see after now 6 years of being together, all the effort, everything that we went through, it's finally paid off. And yeah, she's got her Aussie passport. She's a citizen and gets all the benefits that Australia has to offer, which there are quite a lot of. You know, I know I've ragged on Australia for certain things in the past in some of my videos, but at the same time, there are a lot of things and a lot of good reasons to be an Australian, a lot of benefits, and Australia has quite a lot to offer us. So why not make the best of both worlds? But what I really wanted to talk about today is the recent passing of Mark Thornton. Now, the reason that I wanted to make this video specifically is because I got a lot of inspiration from him, and we used to interact with Mark quite a bit in his live streams.
The Castaway Couple. The Castaway Couple. Castaway Couple. Hey, Mark.
So at some point, we even talked about meeting up and doing an interview on his channel, Every Man Has a Story, which now sadly we're never going to get the opportunity to do because, as you all know, Mark ended up having a stroke a couple of nights ago and then he passed away at 5:12 p.m. On the 19th of December, I believe it was. Now, first of all, I want to get this out the way. My deepest condolences to Mark and his family, to Rogan and to Jen. As you can imagine, they'll be going through a lot of grief and they're in mourning right now. And it's probably going to be something that affects them for quite a long time. And that was the point of me wanting to make this video. Now, there was the YouTube channel Regular Guy who made a really nice video tribute to Mark's life and honoured his memory.
I heard that Mark Thornton from Every Man Has a Story has passed on. First of all, I was surprised. You know, you're like, nowhere is perfect in the world, but the Philippines is a dreamland for those who live in various countries around the world. And you, Little Rogan, are going to be able to spend your life there in the beautiful Philippines. Look, I mean, I don't know how to exactly word my compassion. Mark was a very positive and a good guy. And we should all be positive in this situation. I mean, you know, I liked him, you know, I liked him. I mean, that's all I can say about Mark. I did like him.
But As I go through some of the different channels who have obviously taken the opportunity to make a video about this, that's why I'm doing it too. Let's not lie here, but what I want to say really does come from a genuine place, because whilst most people in the comment section, and we all know what the comment section on YouTube is like, you know, most of these people are 37% body fat keyboard warriors who have never really done anything with their own lives, but they're usually the loudest critics and they have a lot to say. And some of the disrespect that I saw in those comments towards the memory of a man who just passed, people really have no dignity, they have no respect. You know, a lot of comments come up like, he didn't take care of his Filipina, he was irresponsible. You know, there was one comment that said, oh, wait for the e-begging to start, when they found out that he was in the hospital. There's just no compassion, no sense of care at all for somebody who's going, and a family who's going through something so tragic, because this is a tragedy. It's just not on. It's simply not on, and I won't tolerate it, right? And people can call me out as much as they like, and I'm going to be honest with you, some of the things that Mark used to say, I didn't fully and completely agree with either. But I'm not going to tear a man down who had the guts, especially so late in life, to redefine everything that he knew, to have the courage to start a new life. And guys, that takes balls. So preparation is key, which is what I've seen a lot of commenters say, that he wasn't prepared, that he didn't set up his Filipina, but a lot of this is just speculation and it's not entirely true. I've sat through a lot of his live streams and watched most of his videos, interacted with him, as I've mentioned previously as well, quite a lot. And he was a big advocate for making sure that Jan and Rogan do have some form of financial security. He did talk about leaving behind all the details like logins and passwords to his bank accounts, to his SS, which I'm not sure if Rogan actually got naturalized as a USA citizen. I know that that was in the works, but maybe the man never got a chance to do it. Now that's certainly no reason to call him irresponsible, or like I saw one comment that he was just a loser, you know, and a lot of people believe that expats who don't make it in their home countries, they move to a foreign place where the cost of living is cheaper, where they can be, you know, feel like they have more value, live that kind of kingly life because they're a white foreigner in a place where people think that you're rich, you know, and that's not entirely the case. Like, there is no one way of life that's better than the other. It all comes down to your own situational perception, right? So Mark had a bad run, you know. He did start a business. He wasn't a stupid guy. You can tell that just from his videos and the way that he talks. You know, everybody has their own opinion on things, but that's usually based on the foundation of the experience that they had to formulate those opinions, right? So he had a business, he had a marriage, he wasn't doing too badly in his home country, but he had a bad run. He had a divorce. Now, for anyone who's gone through one, you know how crippling that can be. Not just financially, but mentally, you know, emotionally, it's very, very damaging. And that can have a sporadic effect on everything else in your life. When it comes to business, when it comes to earning money, the depression that sets in, you might just not be able to cope. And that's a completely normal human reaction. Now, you can't call somebody a loser or an idiot or lacking intelligence because their experience of life is different to yours. Now, you might have a perfectly successful marriage, you may have started a business, you may have been in the right place at the right time and everything worked out for you. Somebody else might do the exact same thing, start up a similar venture, but the opportunities that they're exposed to just aren't the same. And the saying goes, it's not about what you know, it's who you know too. So I just want to sort of destroy this idea that Mark was some sort of a loser who couldn't make it back in his home country. He just had a bad run, but he had the courage and the mental strength to still go to a new country where he didn't know anything, start fresh, and in my eyes, I think he actually was quite successful in what he achieved and in what he tried to do. So, as the saying goes, you know, misery loves company. Most people that are sitting there behind the monitor, they're just waiting for people to fail. They're waiting for Mark to fail. You know, they have disagreements. They're living vicariously through him, which is one thing that they hate to admit. They just wish that they had the opportunity to do what he was able to do. But when everything's going right, pure silence. But the moment something goes wrong, such as this, especially something as unpredictable as this, or not so much unpredictable because he was on medication, let's not get into it. Something so sudden like this. This is when all the cowards come out of the woodworks. They crawl out and they say these just derogatory, insensitive shit about him being a loser and that he was irresponsible. First of all, it's all speculation. Yeah, sorry, I had to cut that there because I thought somebody was coming into the dog park, so I had to get the leash on Rambo, but it doesn't look like they're coming in, so now I've lost my train of thought. Look, the point is he was a human being, and if you've got nothing nice to say, you know, if you're not going to give your condolences, or if you're not going to be sensitive or compassionate towards a human being who's now passed, then just keep your mouth shut. And don't go spitting chips, because you're just angry that he was able to do something that you weren't. And I'm not talking about going there out on the whim and being unprepared. There are a lot of people who don't prepare enough. There are a lot of people who just wing it and go there. And in saying that, it still works out for some of them, not all. But for some of them it works out, for some it doesn't. And that's literally the point of this entire conversation, is that people can do the exact same thing, they can make the same decisions, but completely different things happen. You know, it might go one way for someone and it might go in the opposite direction for somebody else. Life is no guarantee, and that's why you should live it to the fullest, which is what I think Mark tried to do. And I respect the man for that, and it gave us a lot of inspiration. Now, on the topic of preparedness, that's absolutely something that everybody who's trying to do something so wild, because it is wild, needs to have in the back of their mind, right? Like me and my wife, we've built the house in Philippines, and now I'm of the opinion where I believe setting up my wife, my Filipina, and giving her a home, that if something ever was to happen to me, now I'm 31 only, right? So a natural death for me is not something that I really need to worry about. I've got a clean bill of health, I'm fit, I'm strong. It's very unlikely that something will happen to me unless it's a disastrous event at work, or, you know, whatever that may be, but touch wood, nothing does happen. Still, I don't take that decision lightly, and that's where me and Mark disagreed. That's where a lot of people disagree with Mark, and that's okay. It's fine to have a disagreement. But calling him a loser is just uncalled for. And remember, karma's a bitch. Talking shit about a dead man, it's not going to work out well for you. Maybe not now, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next month, but they're not the kind of vibes you want to be projecting into the universe, because they will come bite you back with a vengeance. So, you know, I just hope for your sake that you can take it back, the people that said these things about him, and if not, then don't complain with the consequences when they come. So, as I was saying, I'm a big believer in setting Jan up in the Philippines if anything was ever to happen to me. We don't know how long life is. We don't know how long we're going to live, you know. We might die tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen to me. At least I can feel comfortable knowing that I do have life insurance on myself for the house. So if anything does happen, she pays this house off here in Australia, right? And she's okay. But not only that, she's got another house in the Philippines that's fully cash paid. So she has a choice of where she wants to be. And I feel like I fulfilled my role as a man, as a male role model. And I've thought about our future. And once we have kids, I've thought of ways that I can secure them. And so far, I think I've done a pretty good job. Now, Mark had a different opinion. He just sort of thought cash is king, you're better off to rent. If anything was to ever happen, then he can just kind of pick up and bail out, move back to America, which is also fair enough. I mean, you never know how your relationship's going to go. You never know if it's going to last forever, and investing your money in a home in the Philippines that you know you'll probably never get back is also another consideration to take into account. So it's by no means stupid. It's by no means lacking intelligence. That was just his philosophy. on how he was approaching his relationship and his life. But that's not to say that he didn't look after Jen and Rogan. And that's a big reason why I respected the man so much. You know, the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So what Mark did is he chose to be the goat instead of following the sheep. He was a man with the courage to chase his dreams, and he still had hope. He had hope that he could find happiness and that he could still have a successful life even at the age that he was in, which takes a lot of balls. So my heart goes out to Mark, my heart goes out to his family, and that's the end of that. And now we do have somebody coming in, so
Cut it off.
all right guys, we'll cut this off. Rambo, this way, come on. Come on, bud. We're going in the car, mate. So I just can't get behind the fact that people are willing to come onto YouTube and say something about a deceased man that simply isn't right. So that's all I really have to say for this vlog, guys. Sorry for Rambo panting over me in the background. We're just going to get some gelati at the moment, so.
Ice cream!
But look, sound off in the comments below. Let us know what you think about the whole situation and about what I've said. If you disagree with me, that's fine. But please be respectful about it and be respectful about everything that you say about someone who's just passed away. Everything that you say to anybody on YouTube. Why can't we just treat each other fairly and treat each other nicely? So that's pretty much me for this vlog. And let's go get some ice cream, hey?